بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته أيها المسلمون. Um, so first of all, like I always say in these videos before we get started, this is a computerized voice. If you have ever been on my channel, then you know that I don't project my own voice. In fact, it's a different voice for modesty purposes. So I'll get that out of the way first. Now there's something that in the past as well, when I used to do videos, uh, about 10 years ago, more than that, maybe, there was one thing that I came across, and I had done a video about that a very long time ago, but of course, most of my old videos are not anymore, not available anymore. So, this thing is something that really fascinates me, and I want to share it with you, right? Because it's something that I have with my own hands. I tested it, I've seen it, observed it, and it's amazing. Alhamdulillah. And there is this thing of the uh, what we call binary symmetry. One thing I'll tell you in the very beginning is that we don't need miracles as such to to magnify the Quran, uh, in of itself. But what can happen is, if we do come across these things, these amazing occurrences in the Quran, and um, amazing things that defy our sense of reality and normality, then I think, Alhamdulillah, it's good to use it as something that can increase our iman, our conviction, insha'Allah ta'ala. And also, for those people who doubt, right, doubt the divinity of the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then these are also signs amongst the many signs that Allah ta'ala has revealed, right? So, understanding that, right, we proceed with this. So, like I said, there's this concept of binary symmetry. This, like I said, we did, was back in 2008. There was a brother who was doing research, uh, a brother was doing research about this, and he found something very amazing, which I shall show you. I'm sure it wasn't just him; there were others involved as well, hired. But it's amazing. It's really amazing. I'll show you what it is, inshallah. And so this particular, if you want to put in quote marks, miracle refers back to the actual surah numbers and number of ayat that are within the Quran. And like I said, as believers, we wouldn't need these things. We read the book of Allah, and we know that this is coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Uh, we don't, the believer, it's there, alhamdulillah. But of course, to increase conviction and to provide a sign for those who are still looking for signs. Subhanallah. But anyway, so this, and there's a channel on YouTube as well. I forgot the name of the actual brother, but he does the mathematical miracles in the Quran. His name is Ben Ahmadi or Mahdi, something like that. And he demonstrates these mathematical miracles in the Quran, and you can go and look at them. Now some of you might be thinking, well, these mathematical miracles and the mathematical arrangement of the Quran is something that actually, it's been there's been a hype about it, and uh, uh, it's those people they will call the Quranites, those who reject the Sunnah of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah guide us, guide them, guide all of us. Ameen. But uh, I've checked this, and this is the reason why I have the Quran open now, because I want to show you something. I've checked this, right? And what they did was this deviated sect. They actually, I believe, they wanted to remove two verses from the Quran to prove certain points. No, 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 no. This is not what's going to happen here. Okay, I'm just clarifying that. Okay, so let's have a look. Now, this is the common mushaf, the common script of the Quran that is read almost everywhere, right? Um, the same thing. So if somebody wants to bring another mushaf, you're more than welcome to do so, alright? But this is the one that we're going to do, and I could bring you 10 of these masahif, I could bring you 10 copies of the Quran, and believe me, the results will be the same. And if I had the time, I wouldn't mind doing that. But we don't need to, right? Just a point. So have a look at this. So here it mentions that Surah Al-Fatiha has 7 ayat. Surah Al-Baqarah has 286. Surah Ali Imran has 200. Surah Al-Nisa has 176. Right? And then we go on. Surah Al-Ma'idah, Surah Al-An'am, Surah Al-A'raf, Surah Al-Anfal, Surah Al-Tawbah. And look at Surah Al-Tawbah. As you can see, it mentions these numbers are in Arabic, but it mentions here that you have 129 verses. So remember that. So I'm going to prove to you that this, also in these calculations, 129 is also there, because this deviated sect that I don't know if they still exist. They're doing their different shades, but especially the way it was some years ago. They actually, I think they removed a couple of verses or something from Surah Al-Tawbah, but no. Look, this is, like I said, it's the Medina Mus'haf, the one that is commonly used, and you have 129 ayat. Likewise, you can have a look at the whole Quran. Okay? And if you're very serious, you can pause. Okay? But I'm going to show you. Like I said, if you're very serious, pause. Or just open up the Quran app yourself. So, here now, we're almost at the end. Okay, so now we come right to the end. Surah An-Nas, which has 6 ayat. Now, this theory, not actually a theory, it's a proven fact, but what it does is it refers and it relates to adding the surah number up with the amount of verses that are included in that surah. So let's take an example. Surah Al-Muqsalat has 50 verses. And so adding that on to 77 is 127, right? Yes. So, yeah, just checking this. That's right. Yeah, 77. So together is 127. Okay? And then we can look at another example. Surah Al-Saf, 61 plus 14 is 75. Okay. Now these numbers that we get, okay, these numbers that we get after adding it up, we remember that. And now I will take you to the Excel sheet, inshallah ta'ala, to show you where I am talking about how to calculate this for yourself if you so wish. Okay, so now we are on a spreadsheet. So over here, this is actually a file that I had to dig out from my emails from back in 2008. I managed to find and retrieve the file, and I want to show you something. So remember what we were doing was we were taking the number of the surah that we had, surah number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And what we said was we're going to take and find out how many verses there are. Then we're going to do the total of that. So if you can see, I've done a simple formula adding cell B10 with cell D10, which is the number of verses, D10 and surah numbers. And we do that all the way through. Now look at Surah Tawbah. This is the controversial one, right? As in, because of that, they will improve. So look, 129, like I showed you in the Mus'haf. Okay? So we've added this up. So this is what we've done. This is all the way through is the same formula. Then this total that we have here, right, what we did with the total is we made a note, whether it was even or odd. So number 8, for example, is even, so I listed that as even. And I've done that, and I did this for all of the surah from all the way to 140. Like I said, right, you can absolutely do this yourselves. Anyone can do it. Right? Yeah. So you do this. Now, we're going to list the even and the odd in separate columns. So take your total and put the even in one column and the odd in one column. And this is the amazing thing. So be very careful, double check, and when you come to the bottom, you are going to be amazed. And I am showing this to you. It's there. It's there. It's just in front of our faces, right? And like I said, this does not have to. We can just read the book of Allah and we know that this book is come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? We don't need these extra things, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made this book so beautiful and so full of wonders. It's amazing, subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it's going to really give you goosebumps when you see what you're about to see, right? Allah. And back then when we did this, when this research was done, they said, well, there are difference of opinions as to how many verses there are. I agree with that notion, right? But then why is it so that the opinion that is massively used today, right, that the amount of verses, the majority, in fact, I think almost everyone in the world would agree that now the main opinion is that there are 6,236 verses in the Quran. Why is it so that the one that is used the most happens to be the most miraculous, right? And then there are all of these arguments that there are different numbers that have been mentioned, but they're minor opinions, right? So that's that. Okay. And I want you to also think about how this could have been possible from an illiterate prophet. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. How could it have been possible? I want you to contemplate and think about it. Right? And like I said, if somebody doubts this, they can bring 1,000,000 copies of the Qur'an and check for themselves. And like I said, it's what, subhanAllah, there will be people who will see many, many things, many signs in Allah. They will see signs in the creation. They will see signs in the Qur'an. Allah is sending sign after sign after sign after sign after sign, but they will still mock. They will still turn away. And, we ask Allah for guidance. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us. So let's have a look at this as we go down. Okay, let's get ready to be amazed. When we go down, so we're going down slowly, not too fast, and here it goes. Okay, I wonder if you can look at this. But the first column is the cumulative frequency of the surah numbers. So the frequency, all of the surah numbers being added up together amounts to 6,555. The amount of verses in all of these surahs adding together comes to 6,236, which I said is the popular version and opinion. Okay? Why? Because primary version, some might have counted one ayah as some might put two verses as one. That's how it works. The 6,036, 236. And look at this. This is the sum. I haven't made it up how I look. And the amazing thing is this, my beloved brethren in Islam, if you are watching anyone else out there, look at this. Just look at this. Let me just make that a little bit. Do you notice something? And I can prove to you that this is not made up. Look, page 10 all the way to page 123, 6,236. The even numbers added up is the same as the number of verses in the Qur'an, and the total sum of the odd numbers, right, adding the surah number to the amount of verses in it, amounts to 6,555, which is the same as the cumulative frequency of the surah numbers. And this is what we call binary symmetry. This is what we call binary symmetry. Because isn't this exactly like a mirror? I could put a line here if I wanted to. I could do that, and this is exactly a symmetry image. And there are many examples of this in the Quran, which I'm sure other people who are very, who are interested in these things, they have done research on. And I'm sure if we were to sit down, we will find more amazing things in the Quran. And like I said, these things, even if they weren't there, we wouldn't believe. But our Lord, He gave us more, right? So that He can, so that by it is increased our iman. So if I put this, say for example, down here, this is a symmetry, a binary symmetry. And there's other examples like this in the Quran. There's that channel, Ben Ahmadi Al-Mahdi, a brother who does mathematical Quran videos, and I find this amazing just to appreciate the book of Allah. And like you said, even if this was not there, we believe in it, all of it from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? And this book, this Quran, is a guidance for us. It's a guidance for us. It's a letter to us from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And will give us the success of both worlds, inshallah ta'ala, if we truly follow it. Right? And those who are out there who are ignorant, right? You will continue to be ignorant until you learn, right? Whoever is content, Imam Suyuti rahimahullah said, that whoever is content with ignorance, he is content in disobeying Allah. So what can you do if you're not going to open your minds, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all this. And like I said, this is a computer modified voice. I am a sister, and I do this for modesty purposes, and I don't like putting myself out on future totally. You might have heard some background noise, please forgive me. My laptop is going a bit crazy. We are lost trying to it's a promise, and I hope this is brought something out of my friends, inshallah. And, let's protect us.